Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to, as you can see by the title, Doki Doki Literature Club. I've heard various things about this game. I know it's a free game, which is always a plus. And apparently, I haven't looked too much into it because I don't want to spoil myself or anything like that. But apparently, this cutesy cover here is not what this game really is. Apparently there's a hidden thing behind this which no one really expected. Apparently there's a layer to this game which no one really expected, and well, guess we'll find out eventually, huh? I kinda gave it away at the beginning because, well, it said it had to be 13 ages or up. That's fine, I'm 21, that's no problem. But what it said was, this game is not for people who are easily disturbed. Easily disturbed, huh? Now, why would you do that in a game which looks like this? That gives you some suspicions as what's really in this game. If it gives you a warning about being disturbed by it. So, this is going to be interesting. I know there's a lot of PC series I haven't done in a while, and I will get back to them eventually. But I want to focus on just this one for now and actually complete it. I don't know if there's multiple endings to this or whatever, but we're just going to get through it once and that'll be it. If I want to do the other endings and stuff, I'll do them, but for now let's just focus on this normal one. I think I've pretty much covered everything. It's a cutesy game, looking, but apparently it's actually not what it seems. It had a disturb warning, so that means it's definitely something which is capable of disturbing. So, let's get into this. Also, sorry about the 2 weeks not being uploading to you guys. I've been having a bit of a break because work was a bit hectic during those 2 weeks. But now work's a lot easier now and should be a lot more manageable, so I should be able to get more videos out when I have time and not doing that stuff with family and such. Anyway, let's get into this. I babbled enough. Please enter your name. Mike is my name for people who don't know. Okay. Hey! I can't do female voices or anything, so just expect everything to be the same voice, so yeah. If you want female voices, Razzer and his channel can do it, blah blah blah. Anyway. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw back to herself. Okay, seems like pretty much any main character in any anime ever. The girl is Sayori, my neighbour and good friend since we were children, so she's the childhood friend, okay. You know the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it's kind of worked out because you've known each other for so long? Yeah, I have a few of those. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. That has happened, but that was like years ago in high school for me, like when I was like in the lower years, when I had like more so friends than I had now. But yeah. Also, if I'm rusty to not typing, speaking this out, it's because I haven't done this in a while. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Alright, just sigh and idle in front of the crossbook and let Sarah catch up to me. Ha ha. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eh, you say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Mike. Well, if people stare at you acting weird, I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, sorry. Hey. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near the streets because increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Mike, you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Eh, that's not true. You told me you joined a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one or many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sarah likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. That sums up me perfectly. This game knows me. doing just average and spending time on games and anime, that's me down to a T. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried about you won't know how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a neat in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What's a neat? You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look into a few clubs and see if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pick up many things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Zero wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting there and spaced out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might see some encouragement, so I thought you'd know. Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Eh? Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had an interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of Vice President. They said my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Well, that said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of that out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings over to the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club, it's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you bought a boy? Way to kill your atmosphere. Ah, Mike, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Oh, well, look at me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Of course it is. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. That's okay. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Nusky, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's the one who makes cupcakes at Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Alright, I will do. Sayori says that quietly to me then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say anything like that. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Mike. Monica smiles sweetly. I apparently know her. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Mike. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged on the table. As I already mentioned, it's been widened so there is one space next to Monica That one makes sense, sure. Natsuki and Yuri walks over to the corner room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Natsuki lifts the foil of the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I have no idea why I have no idea what you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with a mouthful and has already managed to get the icing on her face. I turn the cupcakes around in my fingers. I look from the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but noticing her sneaking glance in my direction. She waiting for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why thank you? It's not like you're the tsundere of this game then. Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Yeah? I thought you technically did, Sayori did. What? You technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you, you dummy. Alright. Given Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of yeah, I am all over the place tonight. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Oh, I need to get better at this. I guess? Don't like to get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises her eyebrow and smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I should tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know... To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. There's like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. If it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is really a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. I'm surprised there aren't many more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they're also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Mike, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how I like to read I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I must have quite looked to myself half joking. Akutsuki head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to play something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking of after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of the teacup with her finger. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. That's a nice one. That level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. I agree again. Yuri goes on clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in. It was always by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how writing can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horrors lately. Oh yeah, horror? That's a bit of a change from fantasy. Ah, I read a horror book once. I read one once. That was it. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have a conversation with a rock. Really? I would have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I actually could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Here, your cupcakes are poems. Everything you do is just cute as you are. Siri slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Yeah, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. That's true. I have wrote stuff in the past, and it does take a hell of a lot of confidence to actually share it out to people, because you have like all these expectations. They don't know if it's going to be bad, it's going to be good. Your mind's all over the place, so I can relate to this. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe share some of your work. You can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I want to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Oh God. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think you'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. I should have turned Steam offline or something. Ignore that. I'll do it next time. Isn't that right, Mike? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now, like the original topic of joining the club, I bluntly come forth with, it's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join the club. Sorry, may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and lose my train of thought. Ulfo stared back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought, Mike, you all are defenseless. If I'm defenseless against these girls, there's no way I'm getting out of this. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sari wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment: writing poems to bring to the next meeting, so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Mike, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. I'm really impressed the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills. I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Mike, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Yuri and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart to the club room and make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literacy club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing the poem tonight. Do I actually have to write the poem or... Oh no. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favourite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the best. Oh god, why? I have to choose 20 words? Oh god. I'm gonna choose ones that sound cool. Crimson. I'm not doing massacre. Crimson, determination. Desire. Eternity. This is what I was prepared for. That'll obviously be an indication towards her if I choose that one. I'm just gonna do that because I don't know what the other ones are. Actually, I wasn't actually looking at the others. I'm just choosing different words at this point. I seem to be getting her a lot though. I don't know. I wrote a thing. Hi again, Mike. I have no idea what I just wrote. Is it literally those words that I just picked? Because it's going to be an interesting one if I did. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literacy club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Mike. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sarah told me that you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here and just hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in a club room. Mama. Natsuki sounds stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature, I agree. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into a seat. Don't worry, guys. Mike always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Mike can become good friends too? Sorry. As usual, Sarah seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, you're even brought you something today, you know. What, Zuri? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Siri made it sound like it was a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's not to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked up a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically took the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for the chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I guess I'm going to the cover of her book. Looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and I was met for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I'm just sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused that I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick it up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyways? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portraits of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front of the cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't actually give anything away. Basically it's about the girl in high school who moves in with her long lost young sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. Well, okay. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You already make it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Ahaha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Mike? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into these things. She's so shy and recluse on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, their own philosophy that they believe in. And then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? You don't have to. Haha, what are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Well, let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I step into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah, are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if it ends up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. As if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Yeah, this should work, right? I tie my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. I have a feeling that me choosing like those words, like choosing those words in that poem, have like redirected me onto like which path for which girl I'm going for. So I noticed she was popping up a lot, like her mini chibi thing was bouncing up a lot when I was choosing my words. So maybe because of what I'd chosen, I'm on like her route or something. And if I like chose different words for the other two, I get the other's route. That might be what it is, but for now, it might just be convenient that I'm talking to her a lot, because it's just how the story is. Or it could be like a route thing, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this has multiple endings or anything, but it just seems a bit like that, because her thing was like propped a lot, and it did mention that choosing words specific to the different girls might make something different happen, so maybe I'm on her sort of route, maybe. Anyway, let's continue. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. This is what it looks like, huh? Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between the thumb and the forefinger. Ah! I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flipped to the side. But in holding it like this, we're holding even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I answer at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. Oh, I just noticed you smiling. It's probably the least I can do, since you're being so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. Continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. I continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently lets go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it on her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also has second guesses all the things she says and does, like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see you I can see into your head or anything, but the kind of reminiscence of some of your mannerisms. I see. You remain silent for a moment, but Mike, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it to be a bad way or anything. Sorry, I don't really self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah, what are you saying? What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Yeah. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might have enough time if we wait too long. Ah, your exhale spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. Ah, it's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, closing the top of my thumb. Alright, I'll have to do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I'd have to move with partners either way. I guess I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Oh god, I can't wait. Yuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Terry is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I already can see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? I guess Yuri, since I've been talking to her so much. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri read the poems, I noticed her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri's first covers her mouth, but then covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ahaha. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? None. Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, it's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri says at me blankly and looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri tails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been thought that myself, I kind of learned to pick up one of them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their styles very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from topic matter and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I almost hope I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. As you can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I should be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if there's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, it's supposed to be a literature club. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be the swan. The last tenanting streetlights have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green. You are the future. I bathe calmly beneath the air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickens, I flicken back. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you so long to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story is about a ghost that isn't about a ghost at all, Mike. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did glance over it after all. But remember that the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences into their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort and able to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Mike. Me too. Let's do Monica next. Hey Mike, having a good time so far? Yeah. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ahaha. Don't worry, Mike. We're all embarrassed today, you know. We're just that sort of barrier that we all need to learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Mike. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I don't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. it's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Like Yuri, who likes usually simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meanings out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, while I'm assuming Yuri has at the point. After I finish with Monica, by the way, I'm going to end this episode because I realize it's been going already for 40 minutes. Damn. I never asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to think of the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not that you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ahaha. Ahaha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who complains to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It could have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. I pin inside for clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind. A film left out in the sun. With suit light, my retinas always scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's like a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. That's an interesting one, actually. I like that one. So what do you think? It's very free form. Is that what you like? If that's what you call it? Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That's a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I kind of know so about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming out strongly. Maybe after everyone is friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixed on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get like a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. That's actually very helpful. Can I? Oh, I can't save here. Okay, save this one. And that's where I'm going to end this episode since it's been going on for a good minute. I'm going to dedicate my next bunch of videos and it's coming out to this until I get it done. Maybe making the parts this long every time, probably until it's done. Since I have time to record a lot more now the work's more manageable. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I know I've been stuttering all over the place because it's my first time doing reading and speaking out loud and stuff on the PC, visual novels, and in general. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this first part of Doki Doki Literature Club. It seems so tame so far, but I'm sure that'll change eventually as we get further on, because this whole disturb one at the start can't be just there for show, right? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, everyone. Peace out.